As the weather starts to get warmer, we want our garage gyms to be prepared for the warmer weather that is to come. Today, I'm going to go through a list of items that you can use to help cool your garage gyms down. But first, we're going to go through a few items that you need to know before you start picking your cooling options. What type of climate you're in, whether that's a dry heat or a humid climate. For me in the Midwest, I am in a more humid. Where's your gym space at? Whether that's a basement or home gym or a garage gym or a shed type of gym. How large is your space? What is the square footage? This will help determine the cooling equipment you would need to cool your space. That you'll need to know too is your BTUs. You can use an online calculator once you have your square footage for your gym. There's some steps you can take to help lock in your air in the garage gym better. You can sheetrock and insulate your garage. This will help prevent the air from getting out, whether that's the cool air in the wintertime getting in or the warm air in the summertime getting into the garage. This is only one of the first options that I prefer to do, and it's not only for the aesthetics, but it can also prevent some sound getting out of the garage or home gym, depending on if you have a child or a significant other that doesn't like the sound of barbells dropping or your loud rock music. It will also help the next steps work more efficiently. There are some quick steps that you can take that cool air or warm air out of your garage. So to help cool your garage, depending on the location and humidity in your region, you may be able to use a dehumidifier. What this is gonna do is just pull the moisture out of the air, and it will just drop the temperature maybe slightly, but it makes it more comfortable than working out in a humid climate. In addition to making the space feel more comfortable, it can help reduce the chances of oxidation on your equipment, and it can also make them last a lot longer. For those of you who have a dry heat climate, you aren't going to be using a dehumidifier because there isn't much humidity in the air. So what can you really pick from? Wait till later on. I'm going to give you more options that you can try. So what I personally do in combination with the dehumidifier is I use a industrial fan when I'm working out in this space. What you can do with these fans is you can mount them on the wall or some type of bracket. But for me personally, I just move the fan around on the ground and point it at the direction where I'm working out because I use so many different locations. I don't just use the squat rack. What it really does is just help push the air around and help circulate the air around you, and it makes it more comfortable in combination with that dehumidifier as well. I didn't forget about you guys who have basement gyms or home gyms. What are your kind of options to pick from? Because of the fact you use an AC, you really don't have to have cooling options. There is going to be some type of moisture buildup because of the fact you are working out in an enclosed space. We don't really want to be blasting that AC. So what are our options to pull that moisture out, because our AC units don't actually do a good job of pulling the humidity out of the air? One of your best options is using the dehumidifier. Be able to help your AC unit work much better in that gym space. The most effective option for a garage gym is using a ductless unit. I would definitely prefer to do this in my garage space because it is such an effective option. The reason I am not able to do this is because I live in a townhome and I have a shared wall with another person, and I don't have the room to put a unit out there. So using your BTUs, you'll be able to select a unit that's going to be able to cool your space and also sometimes going to be able to heat your space. This is going to work just like your AC unit, as it's going to push cool air into the space, but it's going to be a much more effective option over an industrial fan because it actually is forcing cold air into the space. Just make sure you talk to a required professional, or make sure you check the specs before you actually install this, because you might need a 220 volt outlet. So you might need to require, if you're not handy enough, to have a professional come out and do this for you. I'll put some of the ones that people are recommending, and I personally think they are the best option out there for you to pick from. There is a DIY option and an also more effective option. And make sure you check the BTUs before you actually buy these, because then it'll verify that it fits your space as well. Comment down below what options you have tried, but also have you struggled with. With springtime upon us, this is the time we want to be outside doing workouts. Sometimes we realize we don't have the equipment that we need. Here is a video of 5 budget storage options that I have made to help you when you buy new equipment.